I'm doing it.
Imagine being 15 years old and terrified to even speak in your own classroom. You walk the halls with your head down, praying that nobody notices you, just hoping to make it to the final bell without being mocked or ignored. You are alone, you are invisible, and you are drowning in a world that feels like it was built for everyone but you. But what happens when that same quiet, broken teenager decides to take the biggest risk of her entire life? What happens when she steps out from behind the safety of her bedroom door, walks onto the most intimidating stage on the planet, and uses a single song to turn her deepest, darkest insecurities into a global anthem? This is not just another story about a singing competition. This is the raw, unfiltered, and deeply emotional journey of Sophie Pecora. It is the story of how one bullied girl forced the entire world to stop, listen, and finally understand. If you have ever felt like an outsider, this story will change how you see yourself forever. Every single human being on this planet has felt like an outsider at least once. But for Sophie Pecora, being an outsider was not a temporary phase. It was her constant reality during those formative middle school years. While her peers were obsessed with social media trends, school sports, and the intricate, often cruel social hierarchy of teenage life, Sophie was navigating a very different path. She was battling a severe, debilitating case of social anxiety. Imagine a silent, suffocating storm raging inside your mind every single day, making even the simplest task, like saying hello to a classmate, feel like climbing a mountain. Sophie felt like an alien, observing a world she could not participate in. The hallways of her school were not a place of friendship or discovery. They were a terrifying gauntlet. They were filled with whispers, judgmental stares, and the sharp, stinging reality of being a target for bullying. She was, in her own words, a self-proclaimed misfit. She grew to believe that her destiny was to remain forever invisible, a ghost in her own life. When the noise of the real world becomes too loud to bear, human beings naturally seek shelter. For Sophie, that shelter was her bedroom. It was within those four walls that she finally found the freedom to breathe. She picked up an acoustic guitar, not as a tool for stardom, but as a lifeline. Her songwriting became her only way to translate the heavy, suffocating feelings in her chest into something tangible. She wasn't trying to write radio-ready pop hits or manufacture a fake image of happiness. She was performing a desperate act of survival. Every song she wrote during those long, lonely nights was a literal diary entry. She detailed the exhaustion of wearing a mask to hide her pain, the sting of being left out of social circles, and the deep, aching desire to simply be seen for who she truly was. She developed a unique artistic voice, blending soft, melodic acoustic pop with sudden, sharp, and aggressive transitions into rapid-fire spoken-word poetry. But the tragedy of the artist is that they can only heal so much in isolation. Eventually, the heart demands that the truth be heard by others. The internet, for all its faults, offers a unique shield for the socially anxious. At 13 years old, still terrified of face-to-face judgment, but starving for genuine connection, Sophie made a bold choice. She set up a camera in her safe haven, hit the record button, and began uploading her original songs to YouTube. Behind the safety of a screen, she could finally speak her truth without the paralyzing fear of direct interaction. Slowly, her raw vulnerability began to resonate. Strangers in the comment section, people she would never meet, began to whisper back, telling her they felt the exact same way. She realized that her pain was not a burden to be hidden. It was actually a bridge. The girl who felt entirely alone in her hometown suddenly discovered she was part of a massive global tribe of broken, misunderstood souls. But digital likes are not the same as real-world bravery. Sophie realized that if she truly wanted to make a difference, she had to do the one thing that terrified her most. She had to step onto a physical stage. She auditioned for America's Got Talent. To understand the gravity of this, you have to realize that AGT is a high-pressure machine. It is designed to expose flaws and crush the confidence of those who aren't ready. For a girl who couldn't even speak in class Walking onto that stage was a death-defying leap of faith. Her initial audition performance of the song 7th Grade was a masterclass in courage. She was bearing her soul to a panel of judges known for their brutal, unfiltered honesty. She survived that first round, but the real test, the judge cuts, was waiting in the shadows. The judge cuts are the most brutal part of the show. The lights are brighter, the critics are sharper, and the margin for error is zero. Guest judge Brad Paisley joined the panel, a country music legend who knows that a great song is really just an honest story. Sophie chose to perform Misfits. As she stood before the microphone, the massive, noisy theater fell into a heavy, expectant silence. She wasn't just performing, she was confessing. She sang about eating lunch alone in a bathroom stall to avoid her tormentors. She sang about the desperation of trying to change her identity just to please others. Her voice shook, but as the song reached its peak, she shifted into a blistering, fierce rap. It was a declaration of defiance. She was telling the world that it is okay to be different. When Brad Paisley slammed that golden buzzer, the confetti that rained down wasn't just gold paper. It was the symbol of her finally being accepted for exactly who she was. Sophie Pecora didn't win the $1 million that season, but she won something far more valuable, her own life. Her story reminds us that if you feel like a misfit, you are not alone. You have a story that needs to be heard. If Sophie could turn her pain into gold, you can find the strength to survive your own storms. Never forget that being different is your greatest superpower.
Yesterdays are between us now. Spending the night in Dixon, 60-odd miles from a plan. Is it too late to learn to listen? Too late to be less a man? How many yesterdays are between us